So, I'm going to start this story off way back when I was about 3 years old. We lived in Louisiana. And back then, my mom and dad both worked a lot. But my mom, she really had a huge belief in family. So what we would do, or what she would do, is she would take off days from work and then take me out of school, and we'd go on these adventures all over the place. We'd travel all over Louisiana. We'd go to the aquarium. We'd go to this 5-star breakfast restaurant called Brennan's, and best strawberries and cream I've ever had. Ridiculous. I just literally just had dessert for breakfast. But we do all these things together. And so we grew really close. And so 3 years after that, I was 6 when we moved back to St. Louis. And in St. Louis, I mean, it was back where our family was, so it was kind of like going back home. And we didn't really do as many fun stuff. I was getting older, and she was getting more into work, I guess. And so a couple years went by, and it was at a Christmas party. And for a long time, my mom had been sick, and I thought it was the flu. My family kept what it was from me and my sister for the longest time. And so I really didn't think anything of it. I thought she just had the flu for like 3 years, and so I kind of just thought she was normal. And so it was at a Christmas party, and it was nighttime on a Friday, December 1st, I think is what it was. And my mom was staying home because she was sick. And so my dad told me and my sisters, and this time there's me, Olivia, who was at the time 6, and Julia, who was 2. And he told us to say, "I love you" and "goodbye." And we had no idea why. And when I said it, I was thinking more of the Christmas party than I was of the goodbye. And so I said it, but you know that it was kind of like that, you don't mean it, you just say it. And turns out that was the last time I said anything. And so we went to the Christmas party. And the next morning, my grandpa gets a call. And apparently she had died at the night. And I go back, and my whole family's there. And I didn't know what to think. I had no idea what was going on. And so, just kind of in shock when I saw her laying in in a bed, a makeshift hospital bed that was in our house, I kind of went up to my uncle, and at the time I was a huge James Bond fan. And so we went, and I asked him, I got James Bond for Christmas. I was super excited about it, and I asked him if he wanted to go watch it with me, because when we went and saw it in theaters, and it was him, my dad, and my cousin who went to go see it. But that's kind of my story, and getting over it was very difficult for me. I cried in the bathroom every night, cried myself to sleep for about 2 years. And as I grew older, I couldn't sleep by myself. The house kind of just had an empty feeling to it. And so I just didn't want to be alone, I guess was what it was, because the person that meant the most to me was gone. And I mean, the last thing you said to her, you didn't mean it. And so it kind of hurt a lot. But you get over it, I guess. You try to forget, you don't forget. You kind of do your own thing, and you go on, and you try to be happy instead of sad, because after a lot of sadness and loneliness, you try to want to be something else for a while. So that's my story.